Morning. Good morning, everyone. Hey, it's Bill Free. It's good to be with you this morning on Facebook and live. My name is Bill Free, and I'm going to share with you this morning from lesson 76. This is a really cool lesson when you look at it with the advent of this coronavirus thing because it really gets close to home. Let me turn that light's not that's not a good light. I'll just go this way. It gets real close to home when you start talking about the laws that we fall under with the World Health Organization and all the things that go with that. And today's lesson, I am under no laws but God's. And um, I'm going to rephrase that for us. I am under no laws but resting in awareness. If maybe you like those laws better, maybe not. I mean, we do follow the protocol of being clean, having good hygiene, washing our hands and such. But this workbook lesson is talking about living from a different place, a different connection with source, with our beingness, resting in awareness. I'm under no laws but God's. For me, means that I'm under no laws but the laws of pure presence, where I receive inspiration and the movement of the mind that really makes decisions for the body mind coming from a different place, a place of pure presence. We have observed before how many senseless things have seemed to you to be salvation, or I'll just say awakening. Each has imprisoned you with laws as senseless as itself. You are not bound by them. And I just want to invite all of us to just have an open mind with some of the statements that are going to be said in this workbook lesson, because this is kind of, a high level of understanding to connect with some of these ideas. Just be open. Just be open to, I don't know anything. I don't know what anything is for. And I'm willing to live in the experience of trust, because this is pretty radical what I'm going to share this morning. It says, you are not bound by these senseless laws. Yet to understand that this is so, you must first realize that salvation lies not there. So we're not talking about the objects of experience. We're talking about awakening. We're talking about what our purpose is, which is to awaken from the dream and live in the world knowing that this isn't our home. And it says, while you would seek for it in things which have no meaning, you bind yourself to laws which make no sense. Thus do you seek to prove awakening is where it is not, or salvation is where it is not. Today we will be glad you cannot prove it, for if you could, you would forever seek where awakening is not and never find it. So as we're seeking for solutions out there, the at the end of the day, the solution is in the presence of I am. The solution is in the truth. The solution is in keeping our focus on pure presence, on the awareness of love's presence. It says, look for it where it waits for you, and there it can be found. And in my experience, and I know many of us, many of you, our experience, we know where it's found. We know where the peace of God is found. It's found in this resting place, resting in awareness, living in our holiness, and blessing the world from right there. It says, look nowhere else, for it is nowhere else. Let me see if I can get you all on the, if I can see who's with us this morning. I'll look over here and see who's on board. I can't see anyone yet. Let me see who's here. Maybe if I refresh this page, it'll show up for me, right? Let's see. It says, think of the freedom in the recognition that you are not bound to all the strange and twisted laws you have set up to save you. It says that we're, okay, so if I click on this, I'll probably get it. You really think that you will starve unless you have stacks of, oh, this is funny, right? You really think that you'll starve if you have little stacks of green papers? Oh, let me turn that off. There we go. And who's in here? Hello, Sagi. Good to see you. Yes, good to see everyone this morning. You really think a small round pellet or some fluid pushed into your veins through a sharpened needle will ward off death? You really think you are alone unless another body is with you. Well, you know, I've been watching some of the pandemic episodes on Netflix, and the mind can easily be taken right over there and thinking, you know, all the prevention. And it's really amazing how much the scientists go out and they capture animals and they check them to see where, you know, they're carrying flu, uh, the flu virus and stuff. And they, I mean, it's just amazing all the how preventative the scientists are to keep us from catching this flu virus. And so this content that I'm reading this morning is way radical when because you have to actually remove yourself from the body mind and intentionally keep your attention and your focus on the being, on resting in awareness, and not get involved in that. And it's a tricky thing because we want to be mindful. We want to be, and I want to use the word cautious, but even cautious is not necessary if we hold ourselves in the awareness of love's presence. We hold ourselves there, and the rest of the story comes with that. But we don't think that's a logical idea in the body mind. So just stay with me because I think the answer is going to be as we finish this workbook lesson 76. I am under no laws but God's. I'm under no laws but pure presence. I'm under no laws but resting in awareness. It is insanity that thinks these things. You call them laws and put them under different names in long catalogs of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. You think you must obey the laws. Here we go. Medicine, of economics, and of health. Protect the body and you will be saved. So what it's talking about is as we hold our attention on the body mind, we are we are identifying the I am presence with the body. So we need to take our stand as pure presence. We need to keep reminding ourselves that we are the self as God created us. We are the self, the I am that I am. We are the we are resting in awareness of love's presence. And it says these are not laws, but madness. The body is endangered by the mind that hurts itself. So we're really rising above the battleground of the coronavirus, even not to ignore it, not at all. No, we're resting in awareness. We're taking our stand as pure presence, as beingness. And what happens when we do that, we bring in these activities of like getting a vaccine, getting a needle in the arm for the coronavirus. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to say that I'm going to do that, because what I have found is that there is a law that will reveal and inform to the body mind, to Bill Free, what it is to do at the moment that it's time to do it. And if I'm making a decision from the place of fear, if I'm making the decision from a place of worry, or oh my God, I'm going to catch the virus, then I've joined the madness that he's speaking of here. So the rest of the story is we rest in trust. We rest in the awareness of love's presence. And that will tell us, that will inform us, because that is also what's termed in the Course as the Holy Spirit, what would be termed in non dual teaching as our deepest love and understanding, will inform us of what to do, what to say, where to go, whether to get the shot or not. It will just all of a sudden, we'll be resting in the peace of God, and we'll be watching the body mind that has no energy, no fear, just going to uh, a local uh, clinic and getting a shot, and it won't be based on the idea of fear. It says the body suffers that the mind will fail to see it is the victim of itself. The body's suffering is a mask the mind holds up to hide what really suffers. It would not understand it is its own enemy, that it attacks itself and wants to die. It is from this your laws, it is from this your laws would save the body. It is for this you think you are a body. And so this is really moving to a level of consciousness that is Christ consciousness, and it's rising above the battleground, and it's resting in awareness. And that's where our safety lies. That's where our awakening lies. And our awakening will inform the body mind on exactly what to do in time and space to do what it needs to do without attaching its identity to the body mind. There are no laws except the laws of God, of awareness. This needs to repeating over and over until you realize that it applies to everything, till we realize that it applies to everything that you have made in opposition to its will. Your magic has no meaning. What it is meant to save does not exist. Only what it is meant to hide will save you. So these objects of experience, these worries and fears and identifications with the body mind, they are set up to hide this resting in awareness experience. These things are set up to hide the peace of God. It doesn't mean we don't do those things, but we don't do those things because the mind is informing us that we're in trouble, that we're going to get sick, that it'll be informed from a different place, and it'll be a knowing of what to do. It won't be based on fear or worry. And this is where the foundation of a teacher of God, the foundation of an awakened being, is trust. We learn to trust in the laws of the invisible realm. It's the laws that are the laws of pure presence, of aware presence. The laws of awareness can never be replaced. We will devote today to rejoicing that this is so. It is no longer a truth that we would hide. We realize instead it is a truth which keeps us free forever. Magic imprisons, but the laws of awareness, the laws of God, pure presence, the awareness of love's presence, they set free. So we are practicing to take our place as the presence of what God is in pure awareness. The light has come. This is the lesson yesterday. The light has come. It's turned on. We're the beacon of light. We hold the light for all of the others, all the other beings. This is our position as a teacher of God, as awakened beings, that we're the light holders for the world. The light has come because there are no laws but his, or but pure presence. We will begin the longer practice periods today with a short review of some of the different kinds of laws we have believed we must obey. These would include, for example, the laws of nutrition, the laws of immunization. That's what I'm talking about. That's why this is so radical. It really takes, beloved, contemplation and trust and resting in this place of peace, and don't attach to the body mind of fear and worry. Let it come in, love it, bring in the worry, bring in the fear, bring in the concern that you have of whatever you think you need to do, what you think your choices are. Bring them in to love's presence and rest in the awareness of all of these fears and worries. Accept that the body mind is having them, and just envelop them with your holiness. That's that's what we're to do. That's rising above the battleground and resting in awareness. It says that these would include, for example, the laws of nutrition, immunization, of medication, and of the body's protection in innumerable ways. Think further. You believe in laws of friendship, of good, and of good relationships and reciprocity, and perhaps you even think that there are laws which set forth what is God's and what is yours. Many religions have been based on this. They would not save but damn in heaven's name. Yet they are no more strange than other laws that you hold must be obeyed to make you safe. So the law that we want to hold, the law that really informs the body mind, is staying aware of pure presence, just staying aware of the experiences of what's going on, and don't get involved in them, but be aware of them. And that this allows the mind to come under the leadership of the spirit. There are no laws but God's, there's no laws but pure awareness. And dismiss all foolish magical beliefs today. Hold your mind in silent readiness to hear the voice that speaks the truth to you. You will be listening to one who says there is no loss under laws of God. Payment is neither given nor received. Exchange, let's see, exchange be made. There are no substitutes. Let's see, I think I missed something here. Payment is neither given nor received. Exchange cannot be made. There are no substitutes, and nothing is replaced by something else. God's laws forever give and never take. So this is still resting in awareness. Never, it is always gives and never takes. Hear him who tells you this, and release and realize how foolish are the laws you thought upheld the world you thought you saw. Then listen further. He would tell you more. We're talking about a he, it's referring to God, pure awareness, resting in God presence, resting in the Holy Spirit, resting in Jesus. All of those symbols are the symbols of what God is. Then listen further. He would tell you more about the love your Father has for you, about the endless joy he offers you, about his yearning for his only Son, created as his channel for creation, denied to him by his belief in hell. For his only Son is the Christ consciousness. It is the I am that I am. It's not this physical body. It's the awareness of love's presence, and it's hiding in plain sight right where we are in this holy moment. Let us today open God's channels to him. And as we step back and rest in awareness, we are opening the channel to God presence, to the peace of God, to the place of pure being. Thus is creation endlessly increased. His voice will speak of this to us as well as of the joys of heaven, which his laws keep limitless forever. We will repeat today's idea until we have listened and understood there are no laws but God's. Then we will tell ourselves as a dedication with which the practice period concludes, I am under no laws but God's. Another way to say that, paraphrase it, I am resting in awareness all through the day. RIA, resting in awareness all through the day. We will repeat this dedication as often as possible today, at least 4 or 5 times an hour. 4 or 5 times an hour, not a big deal, but just pause. It's just the pause, resting in awareness. That's saying in by example, by demonstration, by practice, pausing, resting in awareness is saying, I am under no laws but God's. And it's just giving us that gentle reminder. And we're owning it. I am resting in awareness. It says, uh, it says, we will repeat this dedication as often as possible today, at least 4 or 5 times an hour, as well as in answer to any temptation to experience ourselves as subject to other laws throughout the day. It is our statement of freedom and from all danger and all tyranny. It is our acknowledgement that God is our Father and that his Son is awake and safe. His Son is saved. His Son is awake and safe. We rest in awareness today, all through the day, the awareness of love's presence, and his Son is awake and safe. Thank you all for joining me here today. This has been delightful. I have loved it, and bless you, and have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.